I'm Olivia Wallace, and I did my video on. Well, I watched the movie The Founder, which was a great movie. Um, to summarize it and relate it, basically, Ray Kroc, it stages in 1954, and Ray Kroc is a milkshake salesman, and he isn't really doing a great job at it. Many people are turning away from his sales, and he just isn't really making any sales. McDonald's basically contacts him and wants to purchase his mixers that he's selling, which is obviously to his astonishment because he wasn't making any sales. So he goes to the McDonald's, and the first thing that they kind of highlight was how fast food. It was basically highlighted like how fast food changed the economy and customer expectation. So when he goes to the McDonald's, he was surprised when he got his food so fast, and he didn't really know what to do. He was kind of confused. And that just kind of showed how the speed and the assembly line structure had an effect on consumer perspective. And it also highlighted how they took a lot of time into making sure that the quality of food was up to par. And that was exemplified through the scene where I forgot what his name was. I think his name was Dick. But he tastes the fry, and he basically says that the fry was too crisp. Moving on, there's a scene where the brothers talk to Mr. Kroc about the whole development and history behind McDonald's. And basically, when they planned their whole layout, and they found that any kinks that they had to work out, basically what they had to do was they had to focus on like what's sales. So they limited their menu to they limited their menu to hamburgers, fries, and soft drinks only. Whenever they focused on what sales, and then that kind of shot their business up as well. They made sure to keep the convenience of the store or business, I should say, where the customers don't have to walk up. Oh wait, no, wait. Where the customers have to walk up now instead of them having to pay more employees. So that was a way to limit cost as well. Let me see what else. So when they remodeled the McDonald's and they created a more efficient layout of the business, it provided even quicker service. It diminished the supply waste, and it required each employee to be efficient in their section. They threw the grand reopening to attract customers, and word spread about the business, which in return, the demand for the product increased drastically, and they became an overnight sensation essentially. And so what ended up happening was Mr. Kroc came up with the idea of franchising it, even though they already did it before. The issue that they ran into was quality control, where they found it difficult to manage like other locations, and basically the other locations did not match the standards set by the brothers. This movie was fairly long, so anyways, to keep it short, Mr. Kroc receives the funds to create another location, so he essentially started the franchisement of it. They end up running into partnership issues where they had disagreements in their beliefs of, if they should value money more than their own personal beliefs. Basically, it's kind of a disagreement in beliefs and in commercialism. What happens is the franchises occur too quickly, and they run into quality concerns, of course, as the brothers predicted. Mr. Kroc finds that the revenue is low at 1.4%, and then this just causes the tensions to rise even more between the brothers and Mr. Kroc. Another relatable issue is where the bills became too high, so they weren't making enough. Well, I mean, they were making enough, but they still weren't profiting as much as they would have liked to. The bills became too high, and I forgot what the lady's name was, but she proposes this powdered milkshake. Of course, the brothers don't agree with it because um, it's not authentic and it's not organic. I should say, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but it is basically uh, going through the easy way out, trying to make the milkshakes. It's not like a real milkshake, but she comes up with the powdered milkshakes, and Mr. Kroc, of course, agrees with it because he's money hungry. And so they save 100s to thousands a year, and they reduce the electricity cost. Towards the end of the movie, uh, financial hardships occur, and so what Mr. Kroc does, he creates the franchise Realty Corporation, which essentially provides leasing services and lends support to franchisees. Okay, you know what I'm trying to say. He did it to diminish the power of the brothers and find a loophole in the contract, where he became the president and CEO of the national company. So what he does is he basically gets over on them. He purchases the land, steals their letterhead, and ultimately purchases the business, buys their business out under the circumstances of a check of about like $1.3 million. So this whole movie was kind of, relatable to business management. The name McDonald's even was just a appealing American name, which is why it was such a special business. This movie really highlighted the concepts of determination and persistence in starting a business and selling a product. It really emphasized how you can create your own future, and basically your attitude alters your own mind. It really shows how, like, if you work towards it, you can achieve it. However, it was done in kind of a sinister way with Mr. Kroc.